Right. So the session will be recorded, and we'll start with you downloading the applications. Just IRC Quest for now. And my colleague Alexei is also here from the tech team in case there are any technical issues, he would be able to help.
Before we start, has the content increased from last year? And has there been any major changes to Cleverbooks?
Not many changes, no. The solution is, let's say, all completed for the moment. So the only difference is in positioning of the solution currently.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I will be talking about it as I do the introduction. We've got quite a lot of feedback from users, from our customers, and also from partners in the way on how they position the Quest, so how they best perceive the whole augmented classroom solution. And so we have discovered that probably the biggest point for attraction on what people are mostly interested in is those interactive AR quizzes. And this is what Augmented IRC Quest is about. So every time you do the introduction to any schools or any people who are interested, it would be best to focus on the IRC Quest as a kind of primarily module for the augmented classroom, and everything else is, let's say, an addition to supporting augmented reality use in the class. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Good.
Guys, please feel free to ask, either in between the session or towards the end, any questions that you have. But like I said, it's the right time to reach the market, and we do not. Of course, I'm sure Ina will be available for answering any questions post the session also. But since we have her on hand, please feel free to ask any questions that you guys have about the product. Yeah.
Yes, please do. And would you please put in the chat like number 1 if you're plus, if you have downloaded the app, if you have it ready, so I also know what is happening. And then we can start. Okay, fantastic. Good. Getting there. So I will share my screen, and I will wait for May and Aditi to also download the app. Oh, it looks like I lost my picture. Let me turn off and turn on the camera. Okay, very weird. But anyway, let me share the screen and we can start. Let me know when you see it. Good. So when you talk about augmented classroom, this is a comprehensive solution that has different modules inside it. But as I mentioned earlier today, what we've seen from, let's say, from our partners that introduce augmented classroom to schools, and also the teachers who come with interest to register directly with the schools, they see a tremendous opportunities now to create their own content. And interactive quizzes right now are probably quite a big part in terms of what teachers do to engage the students. And over the last few months, we've done quite a lot of research in understanding what is available, what type of quizzes teachers use. And it's interesting that almost none of the quizzes offer the integration of augmented reality. So apart from just using regular quizzes online or offline, or any other interactive solutions that are currently available for teachers to use in the class with students, none of them actually provide the augmented reality components, where students, as you can see here, on the video, can actually walk around and try to search for 3D models using that augmentation and get excited. So before we go any further, I would like you to actually experience how it is and what it's all about, specifically about IRC Quest. So the application that you've downloaded, it would be great if you now open the application on your mobile device. And when you open it, please click on Demo. So you will have a screen once you launch the application. And you will have two buttons, Join as a student or Demo. So if you could click on Demo for me, then you would immediately get into a pre-designed quiz. And this is something I would also suggest you to do with all your with all the people, the schools that you're doing the introduction to, because immediately they can experience what it is like to actually interact with augmented reality quizzing. So once you click on the demo, all you have to do is point the camera in front of you, like you were to take a photograph. And then you start slowly moving your camera around you, and your goal is to search for 3D objects. Let me know how you're progressing, and I will prepare to show you a video just shortly so you know how it looks like. Okay, so if you can see my screen now, this is a very good example of a boy holding an iPad. And basically what he does, just looks around to search for 3D objects. He's walking around, but it's not necessary. You can just gradually move 360 degrees around you and try to find those objects. Once you find an object, a 3D object, as you can now see on the screen, all you have to do is click on that. You see, a 3D object will be in front of you. So you click on it, and then once you do, a quiz will pop up. So this is a more engaging and interactive way on how you can engage students in some of the questions. So please let me know, maybe in the chat you can put a plus if it works for you. If it doesn't work for you for any reason, please put a minus, and maybe you can turn on your microphone and elaborate on what is happening so we can help you. Did you manage to get through? Is it working for you? I would appreciate any feedback. Okay, Aditi, no. Would you be able to turn on the microphone and elaborate on what seems to be an issue for you?
Ma'am, actually, like I am searching for the object around me, but it's not working, and the app is crashing actually.
Okay. So when you searching for the app, for the objects, do you go slowly? You can't find the project objects or anything else?
No, actually, I was not going slowly. 1 minute.
Sorry, say it again, please.
I didn't go slowly actually. Probably that's why it didn't work.
Okay, would you please try again? Because I
Yeah,
see
sure.
that your colleagues have managed to.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And how was your experience, May and Insaman?
For me, it was good. It was smooth. I found the object.
Okay.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's actually working. So, like, when I search with my phone, it will take little time, but if I keep on searching, I can find different objects, and I think kids will love it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your feedback. And what I wanted you to see is the actual student interaction. So what happens after the teacher has created the quiz, after the teacher has assigned the quiz to students, the students have this engaging activity that they can perform. And when you do the demonstration to teachers, immediately once they have experience, they can think about the ideas on how they can integrate that in the classroom. So you're basically showing them the end result. And we have made this pre-designed quiz, so it's easy for you to, without any registration, without any complication for the people to whom you're doing the demonstration, is by just downloading the app and clicking on one single button, demo, to immediately get access to pre-designed quiz and experience how it works. So, and you probably noticed that once you click on the object, if the quiz pops up, once you answer the question on the quiz, you need to search for other objects and other objects. So basically, the pre-designed quiz that you're experiencing has 10 questions. And that's the way on how the students can continue learning. And the teacher eventually, when they create their own, can decide how many questions are in the quiz, so they can, the students can get better experience. So, and at the end of the quiz, you will get a well done note that the quiz is completed. And that way, you know that you found all the projects necessary, you've answered all the questions in the quiz, and you successfully did the quiz on your own. Are there any questions at the moment in this regard? If you have any questions, you can either raise a hand or put a plus in the chat, and or just unmute yourself. Good. Then we'll come back now to the main page of Augmented Classroom. So what my suggestion will be is, now you know a little bit about what is the main focus. Augmented Classroom have different modules, but as I mentioned, we strongly suggest to emphasize first on this module, that is IRC Quest, where teacher can create interactive quizzes for students, and students can perform those interactive quizzes in the augmented reality environment. Now, when the teacher wants to explore, there are definitely more than just one module, and we'll go through very quickly today as well what other modules are available. But the big advantage of IRC Quest as part of Augmented Classroom is that the teacher can create any test in any language very, very quickly according to the subject. It doesn't matter if it's primary school students, secondary school students, or even higher grades. This specific application is applicable to all grades and could just be a fun activity, an engaging activity where students can learn much faster. Now, when we go into the Augmented Classroom dashboard, you can see that there is a language opportunity. So there are probably going to be some clients or potential clients that you would be demonstrating. Therefore, you can switch the language into Arabic. And I see that's Alexei, maybe it's for you here. I just switched to Arabic and we have some issues of the full translation. Would you please make sure that if there's anything that we can complete?
Ina, I think last year I had highlighted this also because when I was giving a demonstration of the product to some of our schools here when it was being translated.
Right.
One, it was like sometimes like it's just shown right now, the entire dashboard is not turning to whichever language it is talking about. Second thing, I believe it was being said that even the content within each of the subject also shows in the language, or is it just the dashboard that is actually being turning into the set language?
There is a difference.
Is the content also like with?
Yeah, there is a difference between the content and the dashboard. And now, Alexei and Oleg, please note for yourself to make sure that it's a proper translation. And I can see that maybe it's a bug that with other languages as well, it does not translate completely. So the dashboard is one part of translation, but in-app content translation is not completed on all the languages available because it's different, let's say, different translation tool. It's more in-person translation done rather than here, it's more automated translation. So not all the applications are available in all the languages, and we'll discuss that.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah. And this is another reason. I'll switch back to English. And this is another reason why when you position Augmented Classroom, I would suggest to focus specifically on IRC Quest, because the big advantage of this specific solution is you can actually choose the language in which you want to create the quiz. And then you can immediately write in your own language here. So for example, if I choose German, I don't speak Arabic, so I don't have the Arabic keyboard, but so as you can see, I'm typing here in German, as well as if I switch to English, I can create a question itself in English. What is this animal? So let's say I would like to create a quiz for my vocabulary test for language learning, where students can learn a little bit about different animals. So in this case, I can give a name of the quiz. And this is what you can show when you do the demonstration. There's just one question on how to create the quiz, right? And then we'll go into the public library of existing quizzes and also how the teacher can be assigning those quizzes to students, and the students will be joining. So I gave the quiz name animals. I can put any tags if I need to. And then I can make a decision if I would like to make this quiz public or if I want to keep it private. If you make the quiz public, that means that it will show in the public library of quizzes for anyone who logs in into Augmented Classroom, for any users. And I'll show how it looks like. The big advantage of it is that the teachers in this way are actually sharing their knowledge, their, let's say, lesson plans with others. And at the same time, they can choose from pre-designed quizzes and use them already rather than investing time in creating their own. Also, the complexity level could be chosen. So let's say for more advanced classes, the advanced level could be chosen, the age group, and then once the question is created, the teacher can give answers. So let's say I can give an answer that this is a fox. Let's say before I create a correct answer, you can see that the tick represents the answer that will be marked as correct when students click on it. First, I can actually select a model, which one I want to add. And let's say we can use a shark. Or teachers can select a model from our library of models, or they can upload their own image, a 2D image from their computer. So basically, it could be a writing, it could be, let's say, an image of, if we're learning about history, you know, battlefield or whatever. It's not going to be a 3D image, but it could be a 2D image as well. But anything that students would be looking in around them in the environment to find. So shark is a correct answer. And then I can make a decision how many answers I want to have. I can delete, I can extend, etc. That's it. So this is my question. And then an image that represents the correct answer. And then I can save a question. And if I want to add more questions, I can continue. Once I have decided on the number of questions I want for my quiz, then I can save changes and my quiz is ready for my students to be using. So let's go back for the moment and I can show you how the library of quizzes look like. So we discussed that there is a public library of quizzes whereby anyone who decides to use the quiz, who decides to publish the quiz, can actually access it. And you can see that we have many languages here, math, vocabulary quizzes that could be already part of the activities chosen. And basically, when the teacher assigns student the quizzes, they can choose anything from this library. Or they can, if they save the quiz as private, like we did today, this is our example, then it will appear in my quizzes specifically only for those people who are interested. Now, if, let's say, a teacher looking through a public library of quizzes sees a quiz that they want to replicate, let's say geometry quiz, or maybe let's say have a little bit more geometry quiz, right? What I can do, I can click on it and then, hold on, let me just give a second, a copy. Alexei, would you be able to help me how we can do the translation of the existing quiz? I'm not quite sure if we have it. So if I were to choose a question, a quiz in English, how can I do the automatic translation to Arabic, for example?
Hello, everyone. Oleg, can you are you here? Can you help, please?
Yeah, I'm here in sorry, but currently this feature is disabled.
Okay, good to know.
But
right. We can discuss and see when we'll be able to resubmit that.
mhm.
Okay, good. Then let me just write down. Good. So in this case, you can select any quizzes that is pre-designed the teacher can select any quizzes pre-designed to share with students, or they can select their own. So the next step, we've created the quiz. You can show the teachers when you do the demonstration first by doing the demo of them just going through the pre-designed quiz. And then you can take them to the next step of explaining in the web interface on how they can create their own quizzes. And also you can show them on how they can assign a quiz to their students. And this is what we're going to do now as a next step. So when the teacher creates the quiz, they can create it either on their mobile device or through the web-based interface, as we're doing it now, as you saw me doing. But when the teacher assigns the quiz to students, it has to be done through the mobile application. And the best way to help you is to remind people on launching the application once again. And maybe you can do the same as well. Right now, go back to IRC Quest application. But this time, rather than clicking on demo, if you are doing the demonstration, you would need to log in as a teacher to your account and then assign the quiz. But I will show you now on how you can join as a student so you understand the concept. And then we can go to the point where if you already have an account of Augmented Classroom, you can actually do that. Does any of you have already Augmented Classroom account? Have you tried to register for the solution? Please put a plus if yes, and please put a minus if no. Aditi, you unmuted yourself. Are you already registered for Augmented Classroom? No, okay. Okay, so if you haven't registered for Augmented Classroom yet, then I will guide you through how you can navigate how you can experience that as a student. So on my mobile device, I would be able to log in as a teacher, and this is what you would be doing. And then you get access to a library of quizzes. You can either select your quiz or a quiz from the public library, and then assign it to students. Let me just show you some of the interface on how that looks like, so you can better understand what would be expected from you when you're doing the demonstration. Just give me a moment, please. Are there any questions while I'm connecting to the mobile device?
Ina, let me update the team 1 minute while you guys are doing this. So guys, what Ina is trying to show will be the teacher access, while you guys will be acting as the students in this next part of the demonstration. We as Tanwal, we already have a teacher access, which I will be sharing it to you post the session. So anytime you guys are going to do any kind of demos, we can be using the Tanwal demo access, which can then be you, and then whoever you're going to be showing the demo can act as students. So right now, Ina will be the teacher and you guys will be acting as the students in your own mobiles or tabs, whichever you guys are using.
Yes, thank you very much, Nina. I have difficulty connecting my mobile device to show the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you in images on how the interface looks like, so you can better understand how to navigate yourself through. Just give me a moment, please. Okay, can you see my screen now? So when you
Yes.
thank you. When you log in as a teacher, when you launch your application, you will see this opportunity to click on sign as a teacher, and then you need to enter your email, password, and sign in. Once you signed in, you will see the interface where you can select the quiz you would like to assign to your students. And this is what I will be doing now with you. And then you can either, as you can see, you have My Quest, you have Quest Catalog, Favorites, Recent. So the Quest Catalog are the public quizzes that you can select from any other teacher who has created it and who made it public. And My Quest are the quests or quizzes that you have created. So this is how it works. So you click on the quiz you would like to assign to students, and then you will see this interface here of starting the quiz. In this case, once the teacher has started the quiz, the students would be able to join the class from their mobile devices. And now let's try it. So if you can please launch an IRC Quest application for me. I will now assign a class. So when you join when you click join the class, the solution will ask you to add a joint code. So if you please type this, yes, it's VX43. So once you put this code in, you would be in the waiting screen, waiting for me to start the quiz. So please put a plus if you're on the waiting screen so I can assign you the quiz. Because if you join later, you would need to wait until the next quiz. Okay, good. Aditi, are you also in now? In the waiting screen? Okay, super.
Yeah.
Good. So now I have assigned a class for you. And as you can see, your screen has changed now. Now you can start looking around and to search for the objects. And you can continue this quiz. It has 10 questions. So you have to find 10 elements to answer. You're still on the waiting screen. Okay, and Aditi and Insaman, are you also still in the waiting screen? Okay, let me try to do that again. Let me find an English quiz. Okay, so how about now? Yes, good. Then now you can continue with the screen, with searching for objects. As you can see, as a teacher, I have made sure that you have a class to join and then the quiz to perform. At the same time, as you're working on trying to find the objects, I actually have the opportunity to monitor your progress, and I can see that Insaman has already found one object. So keep looking. You just need to go slow around the environment around you. You don't have to walk anywhere. Yeah, I can see now that things are moving. That Aditi and Mai already found the first one. So basically, as a teacher, I can monitor the progress and see how the students are performing. So let me share a screen so you can actually see that in the teacher screen, this is the statistics that I can see. The name of the students that you added as you were logged in, as you joined the class, and then it gives me the status on the progress, and also it gives me the time, how long it took you to perform the quiz. So Aditi and Amai, how are you doing? I see that you have found only one project, one object. You can unmute yourself and let me know if you have any challenges.
Actually, my app was crashed and I have to log in again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm starting now. Yeah, I have started.
Okay. And I see that you now relogged in and you
Ina,
continue
can
doing.
I understand why the
Right.
app is crashing for some people in between?
Alexei and Leah, could you please note, and what do you mean by crashing?
Like when I'm searching the object, the app takes to me the home screen
Automatically.
automatically, right?
Can I ask something? I would like to know, you have iOS devices
Yeah,
or Android?
iOS device.
So there is a known bug with crashing for iOS devices, and it has been fixed. The version is being updated in the store. In a couple of days, it will be. So it will be gone. It will be fixed.
Yeah, actually, again, I have logged out and the app has crashed again. I need to log in again.
Yeah, even
Crashing.
happening
Yeah,
to me.
again. Yeah,
Yeah, crashing during finding objects, right?
right.
Uh-huh. Yes, okay. It has been fixed. No worries.
Okay, got it.
Good. So let's continue. You now have at least an understanding in terms of how that works,
Yeah.
the concept. Are there any questions for this moment? Okay. If no, then we'll continue. Let me just share the screen. Good. So if we kind of summarize everything that we've discussed, is that when you present augmented classroom, you discuss first the IRC quest, where students have the opportunity to engage in interactive quizzes created by teachers. And even if it's a test or if it's just a simple quiz, it could be less stress for students to perform that, and it could be more engaging for them to interact with quizzes within augmented reality environment rather than just regular quiz in a digital format on the computer. We also discussed that for teachers to create the quiz, they can do it on their laptop through the website interface, web interface, or they can also create a quiz through their mobile device. They can they can either select the quizzes from the public library, or they can create their own quizzes. When you do the demonstration, you can always start with a very simple step by asking the teachers to click on the demo after launching the application. So they experience the pre-designed quiz, and then you're taking them through the steps of how to create their own quizzes and also how to assign the quizzes for students to join. This is what I've done for you today. So, but apart from IRC Quest, Augmented Classroom has other modules. And I'm going to briefly introduce you to each one of those. So you also, once you have emphasized that Augmented IRC Quest is probably the largest module that could be applicable to any classes. It's a language class, an art class, etc., with a focus to engage students in the augmented reality activities. Also, there's no limitations in terms of how many quizzes the teacher can create. There's no limitations in terms of which topics could be. And also there's no limitations in the language that the teachers can use. They can create the quizzes in Arabic, for example. They can create the quiz in English or any other language, as it's quite simple using the solution. Then you can also tell them that it's not only for younger students, but it's also could be applicable throughout all 12 grades. And the teacher can include some of the 3D modules that are part of the library that related to the quiz topic they're doing, or they can upload their own 3D, 2D images to support the questions that they have created for students to perform. The other modules that teachers can use, and you can see here, when we go to the main dashboard in the web-based interface, you can see that there are different subjects that could be taught using Augmented Classroom. And when you click on a certain subject, you can see which applications or modules are available for teaching this specific subject. You can also see which devices specific application could be applicable for, so it's quite easy to understand. For example, IRC Quest is for mobile use only. You saw that the students could join only on the mobile, but for example, geometry, geography, space applications could be used in the web-based interface on touch boards as well as mobile devices.
You're at office? This two things. This NDA that is it okay to talk? NDA that Mala has sent. I found it all okay except one part where they have put as Panel Education Private Limited, which I have asked her to change it as FZZ. It's mentioned a company registered under the Companies Act 1956.
Okay, so sorry, the connection.
So that registered under that entire thing can be removed. And
Nina, the connection is breaking up, and I can't hear everything that you say. Could you?
Raghav, just one second. Raghav, just 1 second. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said fully. Should I continue or?
Yes, and I'm sorry, I just got a call in between.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Okay, good. So let's go back just for a moment. For example, if we look at language subjects, you can see that there are multiple applications. So for example, geography, geometry, and space, those are the applications that have pre-designed content, and you will see how it looks like now. But other applications like IRC textbooks, it's another module where teacher can, together with students, or the students can create engaging materials by adding to, let's say, their paper, the book, some of the images, audios as part of augmented reality. But let's look at one of the applications, and you can explore more once you have access to Augmented Classroom for your to explore on your own as well. When you click on a specific module, you can see for which subjects it's applicable. You can get a general overview on what it is, and you can also see which language it supports. You can also see on, let's say, the guidelines on how, as a teacher, you want to explore this specific module. You can assign the lesson via mobile devices or the laptop on the touchboard. So let's look at the laptop so you can at least see what the interface is about. And then if you launch the application Augmented IRC Geography, like we did with IRC Quest, you would be able to actually access this on your mobile devices and explore in the 3D environment. So the concept here is the same as in IRC Quest. The teacher logs into the account and clicks on Begin the Class. Once this happens, the teacher can give students either a code to join on their mobile devices or a link for the desktop, which is just copy and paste in the chat. And then once the students have joined, the teacher can make a decision on which content she wants to assign to students. And as we're in a language class today, as an example, and I selected the animal mode.
Africa.
So basically it's an opportunity for the teacher to talk about different animals where they live in different continents. And let's
Elephant.
say where a student can click on a specific
Elephant.
animal, they can hear the pronunciation. They can also hear what sounds the animal makes, interact a little bit about
Elephant.
let's say with
Elephant.
the environment, and learn more.
Giraffe.
Exactly the same thing if you change the content,
Australia.
etc. There are different animals coming in. So the teacher itself creates, let's say,
Tasmanian devil.
creates the lesson plan on how they want the students to interact with this content. And there are a lot of other opportunities for the teacher. There is a world map. There are some set of interactive activities that the students can perform. So basically, all this content allows the teachers to present certain type of material and provide certain lesson activities that can help students to learn. If the teacher struggles to, on their own, to, let's say, create a lesson plan, we have, you can see here, lesson plans. We have some pre-designed lesson planned activities for different subjects that the teacher can just search for and then read the instructions and then perform this activity. Those lesson plans have been created by other teachers in different parts of the world. And obviously, if they match the curriculum of the local teacher, they can very easily, let's say, use that as an idea for their lessons. So if we go back again to, for example, additional modules that we have. Another interesting one is where we have where the teacher and students have an opportunity to create their own content, is a create module. And here the teacher assigns certain lessons. Again, on the topic, it could be a historical battle, or it could be a biology lesson, anything where the student can actually create their own projects based on the environment that is selected. Therefore, let's say we talk about in the lesson, we can learn about Antarctica and what kind of surrounding is there. Then students have the opportunity to build their own environments. And it's quite easy done. It's drag and drop, as you can see. And there is a library of different 3D modules that could be just dragged and dropped to put in this project. It could be either a collaborative project where multiple students are working on building this together, or it could be a project for a single student to create that. So this is like a creative mode, whereby the geometry and the geography application that we looked at, it's more pre-designed content where the students can already interact and work with. But here they can create their own design, their own ideas, and really learn something interactive. Again, for example, this module is also available on the mobile application. And when you click on the mobile application, it gives you all the details in terms of, for the teacher, the guidelines on how they have to, let's say, set up. And as you can see here on the mobile app, logging in as a teacher, assigning the class, or exploring the app, and then providing the students an opportunity to join the activity that has been assigned. So what I would suggest is, as we limited with the time, I would like to leave a couple of minutes also for questions. But overall, you have the opportunity to create an account and explore on your own first the different type of modules depending on the subject that's as assigned. So for social studies, you can see which modules are available. Also for other subjects, you can see the same thing. And once you show that to the teachers, so you're showing them first the biggest module which is IRC Quest and the capabilities of creating interactive quizzes. And afterwards, you can also navigate them through exploring the existing lesson plan activities, and also mention that every single activity that is assigned by a teacher to students, they can also monitor the progress. They can see how many students have joined, how they performed over time. So all the statistics will be there. So the teacher can see how well the students are doing. As you can see here, there were 2 students. They were assigned different type of activities. You can see their performance metrics and the time it took students to perform those activities. So I will leave this at this for now. Are there any specific questions that you have?
Actually, I saw like how the app works and all these things. And so I would like to know, like, what are the pain points of the school or the teacher we're going to solve using this application?
That's a brilliant question. Thank you very much. And the biggest issues that the teachers are facing, what we've discovered, is really creating interaction in the classroom. And augmented reality, but interaction with the digital technology. So there are a lot of, let's say, the schools are equipped with a lot of technology, laptops, touch boards, and mobile devices like iPads or tablets. But there's also a large lack of content that is available to use that technology effectively for students. So in this case, the complexity of some of the technology or some of the solutions or applications that are offered is quite large. Therefore, augmented reality is probably one of the technology that really creates that interaction in the classroom and engagement, where students come home and they talk about what they've learned. So eventually, the retention rate of the information that is provided is much higher. It's up to 100%. Students usually remember everything that they've learned if they have created something in augmented reality, or if they were just exposed to, let's say, working with a magic world map and, you know, learning about animals, etc. So another big advantage is that if we talk specifically about IRC Quest as a primarily model, is that students always have anxiety and anxious about any kind of tests that are coming up. It could be a simple test, it could be a quiz, but this nervousness of I'm going to perform bad is usually there. So when the teacher assigns a quiz by using augmented reality, like I showed you today, usually it takes away this anxiety from students, and students become excited. Therefore, they perform actually better academically in those tests. Does that make sense?
Yes, I got it.
Okay. Any other questions?
So like you told me, the retention rate of students, like it will be like almost 100%. So like, is that you are saying based on the test, or you have any reports like that?
So the retention rate, what I mean is by, let's say, if the teacher has assigned a lesson, as I showed you today, to learn about animals from pre-designed content, or I also showed you the application where students can create their own augmented environments, then they would more likely to remember the subject better rather than just reading a book about it or performing like some activity on a piece of paper. But if we talk about, let's say, the quizzes and testing, then the teacher can integrate the augmented reality lessons, let's say teach about certain topic, animals, plants, etc., and then assign a student to test also in the augmented reality. Then it means that the students eventually will perform better in the test because they've learned and they memorize more because of the exciting activities.
Okay, great.
Good. Anything else? Any other questions, concerns for the moment? Good, then I would suggest to conclude in this one, and now you have a better understanding in terms of what augmented classroom is and what the primarily module that you could emphasize as a starting point when you do the introduction to schools. And then from there onwards, you can also say that in addition to augmented quizzes, you can also have additional modules to support other activities or other subjects that you teach. So basically, you can use augmented classroom throughout of the year as a supporting tool to engage student interactive lessons in augmented reality, or basically on any topic. So it's not a solution where you just once use it, but it's a solution that you can consistently integrate to the classroom activities by using different kind of modules and aspects. And then as a next step, I would suggest is for each one of you to create the Augmented Classroom account. Nino, maybe you could help them or support them, and go through all the content that is there just to familiarize yourself. But you can see when you're doing a pitch, I would suggest not to focus on too many modules, because usually the teachers get a little bit overwhelmed, but emphasize the primarily module of IRC Quest. And then say that if you want to learn more, there are also other topics, etc. And the teachers can have either a trial, or you can create, let's say, do a training for them and then convert them into subscription. And also after they've subscribed, you can do an additional training to support them with talking about how to most efficiently use not only IRC Quest as a primarily module, but other modules as well.
Thanks, Ina. Guys, I hope the session was quite fruitful for you guys. And usually the questions come up not during the session, comes up when you guys get used to be going through the platform, doing it by yourself. So please ensure that you're having a hands-on activity that is being done for the Cleverbooks with the apps that you're having. Any questions that you have, please list them and send it to me, and I'll make sure that it is being answered by the Cleverbooks team. Ina, just like I mentioned in the starting, any new marketing materials that you guys are creating, or any mailers that is being sent, or any emails that is being sent from the team itself, if anything that can help our team also to be promoting Cleverbooks within the region, it will be really helpful for them. And as usual, I hope you're giving a continued support to the panel team too.
Absolutely, we'll do. We'll prepare, we're planning to prepare new, let's say, email marketing material by the end of the month as well. So if there's any big changes or anything apart from what you already have, we'll definitely share with you, okay?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining and interacting. And I hope that this will help you as well to promote Augmented Classroom.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a lovely day then.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.